Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you for those who support our channel. If you're watching us for the first time, kindly hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and like our videos. Fireworks is looming ahead of the meeting between Raila Amolo Odinga and William Samoei Ruto. You all know that the two sides are really prepared to counter each other. Each of them has taken a stand. Raila has given the 7 irreducible minimum that he wants to be discussed, to be on the table when they meet Ruto's side. But Ruto's side has got one agenda. They have cherry-picked just one agenda: the issue of recruitment of the IEBC panel. So this tells you just what to expect when these two teams meet. But the biggest conversation, the biggest elephant in the room, the one that is a thorn in the flesh to Ruto administration among all the demands, is just one: the server. Because in that server lies all the answers that Raila is talking about. Whether it is the reinstatement of the Cherera 4 lies in the server. Because when that server is opened and we find out that Raila lost, then there is no need of reinstating the Cherera 4 team. But if it is opened and it comes clear that Raila won, then we will say that Cherera 4, that team was dismissed unlawfully and they must be reinstated back. Now, in public, the Ruto team has always come out and said that we should stop this conversation about the server because they do not have the mandate. They say that it falls within the purview of our courts to allow or deny the opening of the server, and they say that we did our elections in accordance with the law and there is no need reviewing that law. But there is another twist to this server, something that I've always cautioned Kenyans to be very careful about, because it is a red flag that we must not dismiss. Raila Amolo Odinga the other day said that someone is interfering and tampering with the server. Some guys have always asked me, do you think the server can be tampered with? I'm not an IT expert, but I know under the sun, anything that is made of human hands can always be destroyed or made better. So I believe that it can be tampered, especially after Raila Amolo Odinga came up with these allegations. You all understand that Smartmatic company, the one that has been at the center of election interference in the whole world, was given a certificate, a license to start operating in Kenya. And it is the same Smartmatic that had said that Raila cannot be given full access to the server because it will be a breach of the law. So this tells you that this is a red flag. But Ledamo Lekina is even dropping another bombshell that is worrying. And Ledama is confirming that Jose Camargo and his team from Venezuela are in the country for more than weeks now trying to tamper with that server. And he's saying that they are being hosted in one of the hotels that belongs to none other than Evans Kideros. Remember that the day Evans Kideros was appointed as one of the chief administrative secretaries. So they are there trying to hide something. Kideros has been also very busy trying to recruit members to join the UDA party in Homa Bay. So this is what Ledama is saying. He says that the Venezuelans have been here for 3 weeks, booked in Kideros hotel in Kileleshwa called Gems, waiting to clean the servers, which has been really a hard task for them. Katambe. I want us to be very neutral in this platform, because one of the things that we must do is to remain a very neutral platform but speaks the truth. You know that Kideros now belongs to Ruto team. He vied for the Homa Bay gubernatorial seat without success because Governor Wanga defeated him. The case went to court, and of course the court ruled that Governor Wanga won fairly. Ledama Lekina is a politician and he belongs to the ODM fraternity, and as always you'd expect that he would support Raila Amolo Odinga. So I want us to treat this as an allegation, and let us talk about it even if it is an allegation. You see, I have mentioned that there are signs and symptoms that William Ruto is hiding something. Because I have always maintained in this platform that William Samoei Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga are two senior citizens. Ruto is controlling millions of votes in the country. Raila is controlling millions of votes in the country. Ruto has pronounced himself as the ultimate Rift Valley kingpin. You cannot argue with that. Raila Amolo Odinga on the other side has pronounced himself as the indomitable Nyanza kingpin. You cannot argue with that. With these two facts, we only have another question that is remaining. When people went to the August polls, the result came out. Raila has always dismissed the results, because one of the things that he says is that the judiciary was compromised. And how is the judiciary compromised? Even if you are not a lawyer, you don't expect a judiciary that is acting as a natural and a neutral arbiter to come up with non-judicial language like hot air, wild goose chase. That tells you that the intention was so enormous. It went beyond just trying to give a ruling on who won. It was meant to punish someone. Because I remember Governor Orengo saying that the judicial language that must be used in judgment that is so precarious, such as the one that we had, is that they must use languages that even those who lose will go home saying that we lost fairly. And Chebukati, you've seen the saga surrounding that someone wanted to murder Chebukati. Even to date, no one has been brought to book, yet we have such allegations. What does it tell you? It tells you that they wanted to sanitize Chebukati. And so when Raila comes and alleges that the result that was announced was not true, it behoves one to ask them, what should we do? The IEBC is supposed to be very independent, but the IEBC was divided right in the middle, with 4 of them dismissing the result. I mean, that alone raises eyebrows. Only 3 remained and supported the result that was announced by Wafula Chebukati. And Raila says that he asked one of the diplomats from European Union, and he asked him that if it was an election in your country and the team that is supposed to give us a credible election is divided in the middle, with 4 dismissing the result and the other 3 accepting, would you accept that result? And that European Union diplomat told him that that result stands null and void. It should be nullified, because all over the world, election should go beyond reasonable doubt. All the people, all the participants must come out knowing very well that the result that has been announced is the true picture of the will of the people. That is what democracy demands. But there is only one way to know, and that is why Ledama Lekina is saying that this has been forwarded many times. And when something has been forwarded many times, it doesn't mean it is true. And there is only one way to know whether Jose Camargo and the team is in the country. The only way is to open this server as soon as possible, because I've got a feeling that the Venezuelans are here. I've got a feeling that Smartmatic is here, and they are trying to clean up that system. And you know what that means? When they have cleaned that system, they will now invite Raila Amolo Odinga to open that server. Raila, having known his results, and maybe he's got screenshots of what is in that server, Raila will automatically dismiss the result. And you know what that means? We will go back to square one, and they will start demonizing Raila and painting him in bad faith. And you know, people will start saying that now Raila is up to no good, because they will say, you wanted the server to be open. Now that the server has been opened, you are now coming to deny the results. And so they will be branding Raila as a man who has got penchant of just rebuking and refusing result every now and then. It will be like Raila Amolo Odinga is a man who has sensed defeat, and there is nothing that he wants to accept. This is a red flag, like I told you. It must come as early as possible, because Kenyans will not accept a doctored result. The first result was doctored in Bomas. Now that Raila is begging them now to open this server, they don't want to do it. You will see them later inviting him. The USA is in this saga. Britain is in this drama. The Venezuelans are in this drama. Chebukati and all the team. And you know, they are ashamed, because if that server is opened, it will open a can of worm. It will show what Raila has been saying before, and this is why they are buying time. Do you remember the other day the ex-KDF soldiers came and said that the talks that is going to be based on parliamentary setting is not going to give Kenyans anything, because the parliament is being controlled by William Samoei Ruto, and they said that we should include other stakeholders, because they admitted that what Raila Amolo Odinga is talking about goes beyond politics. Things like electoral justice, things like reducing the cost of hunger. And so Raila Amolo Odinga, to me, this is a waste of time, because already you see the war drums being beaten. The Kenya Kwanza team has got a hardline stand. Raila Amolo Odinga on this side has a hardline stand. So it means that this is dead on arrival and it's not going to achieve anything. The only thing that we must do is to open the server. And if it is true that the Jose Camargo is here and the team, it is very unfortunate, because we are plunging Kenya into the deepest abyss of political oblivion, political turmoil. We might not be able to get out of that hole very easily. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is opening that server as soon as possible that will give us the truth. From where we sit, we don't know who won, whether it is Raila or William Ruto. The only thing that will show the truth is the server. And that is my take.